scientific theme of this evening's symposium. I have a master's degree in marine policy from the London School of Economics. Not that I'm really using it, outside of the fact that I live in a state that has an ocean, and occasionally dress as if I jumped ship from a failed polar expedition. But I was actually at great pains to point out that the full title of the university is the London School of Economics and Political Science. And the reason for this is I graduated from there without having taken a single economics course. I did attend the introductory class of fisheries economics. We all walk in, there's this young English guy, he's like scribbling all this economics formulas all over the board. And we all sit down and he's like, welcome to fisheries economics. I don't even like fish. So I opted for the international law section, but there were people who took fisheries economics. It was like this little United Nations there. It was awesome. There was this girl from Norway, and she said, of course I want to take fisheries economics and learn everything I can learn about fisheries management when I go back to Norway. And then we had a girl from Greece. She said, I'm from Athens, and of course I'm taking this course because someday I will inherit my father's shipping business. And we had a guy from Korea. I'm not really sure what his specialty was outside of drinking, which he did assiduously. There's a guy from the New Zealand Navy, his wife left him, I don't know. There was a guy from who worked in a fish plant in Alaska. That was his qualification, and the British people would meet him and they'd say, oh, you must be from America too. No, I'm not from America, I'm from Alaska. Was this Alaska in America? Yeah, it's just south. And we had a guy named Dede, and he's from Nigeria. If I was the token environmentalist in the class, Dede was the token anti-environmentalist. We had to take a class in coastal zone management, and he raised his hand one day. Why are you telling us about coastal zone management? Well, because when you graduate and you develop the marine resources of the coast, we want you to understand how to maintain the integrity of the coastal environment. Professor, I've been sent by the government of Nigeria to exploit the coastal resources of oil and gas in Nigeria, not to protect them. Dele didn't contribute much more to that class. In fact, he didn't really come to that class for much more. We had a director of the whole class. His name was Rob Barton, not his real name. He sucked. He had a dual appointment in international relations. I remember going out to a dinner one time with this English girl, and she said, oh my God, you've got Rob Barton in CS. And we're like, yeah, he must be great in international relations because he sucks in marine policy. Are you kidding? Well, he's absolute crap. I mean, we always used to say he must be brilliant in marine policy. Crap in IR. So, but his specialty was shipping lanes. One day we went on a field trip to the Houses of Parliament, and we were seated in the House of Commons. It was a symposium on safety in British waters, and people had presentations on how to avoid fires on ship, hitting large icebergs, this sort of thing. And they all went out for lunch, as is their wont. There's this pub across from the Houses of Parliament. They get lunch and at least 2 pints. So they all came back, and we were sitting lined up along the back, and all the MPs are there, like, after their pints. Now, I'd like to bring on Professor Rob Barton from the London School of Economics. And we thought, oh God, please behave normally, behave normally. So he goes up there, and he does his shipping shtick. Right, you're driving this tanker. The port flags are on the starboard side. The starboard flag flies the port flight, and the tanker has a mile stopping distance. What do? We're just like, all these MPs are like, what the hell was that? No idea. We were like, we don't know. Anyway, later in the year, Della had a birthday, and there was a girl from Birmingham. She was living in Covent Garden, and she said, "There's a new African restaurant, Covent Garden. Let's go take Denny as a surprise." I said, "Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea." So he dressed very impressively in his Nigerian white traditional dress and sort of pillbox hat. And he carried this enormous bag with him. I didn't ask. I don't know what Nigerian customs are. So anyway, we go down to this Nigerian restaurant. It was very pleasant with all these like African murals and playing like atmospheric African music. This enormous menu with like everything you could imagine from Africa. And the guy comes around and he takes drink orders. And he gets to say, "Do you have Guinness brewed in Lagos, Nigeria?" "No, mate. I mean, we are in London. We've got Irish Guinness." "I only drink Guinness brewed in Nigeria." "Right. Well, what would you have?" And so I don't know. He ordered like a red stripe or something. So he comes back anyway. He's getting the drinks, and Dilly pulls out this enormous bag, and we're like, "Come on, man!" And he pulls out from that bag an enormous boombox. And he turns it on, like, with this tinny, terrible sound. It's just like clashing music. And the guy comes around, "What are you on about, mate?" "Why are you not playing Nigerian music?" "Because we're playing Ghanaian music. Because, like, Ghana's in Africa, right?" It was not a successful birthday party, particularly. Later in the year, we had to write a dissertation. The British call it a master's thesis, a dissertation. And we had borrowing privileges at the International Maritime Organization. Huge deal. Old lady in white gloves comes out. "This was the very book in which Lord Franklin signed the permission to go on his polar expedition. You couldn't touch it, you had to put on the white gloves." And being allowed to take these things out was a huge deal. And we all did, under like pain of death. So one day Rob Barton comes out, "Has anybody seen he's taken out a book. He hasn't been seen for 10 days. They're asking, we're going to lose our borrowing privilege." We're like, calm down. Finally, Alex, he said, "Yeah, I heard from him. Where is he?" "He's in Germany." What's he doing in Germany?" I think he went shopping." "What?" When he came back to London, I don't know if he ever returned the IMO book, but I heard through the grapevine that he bought 2 Mercedes-Benz vehicles and a BMW, presumably courtesy of the Nigerian government. And I don't know how he got them back to Lagos, but months later I was homesick for London, and I was listening to the great English comedian Lenny Henry, and he had this set about all the various African airliners, and he got to the part about the Nigerian airline. He says, "Right, you can tell a Nigerian airplane because it's the one with a roof rack." And I thought, oh my God, you met Janet! Janet Lynch, thanks very much.